What are the building codes for deck construction? If you are thinking about building a deck, you might be wondering what the building codes are for deck construction. Understanding these codes is essential for safety and compliance. Let's get into the specifics. First off, if your deck is 30 inches or more above the ground, or if it has a roof, you will typically need a building permit. For decks less than 30 inches high, some areas may only requiring a zoning permit, but this can vary. It is always a good idea to check with your local building authority to confirm what permits you need. When applying for a permit, you usually have to submit detailed plans. These plans should show post-hole locations, lumber sizes, joist spans, beams, stairs, handrails, and guardrails. Inspections will also be required during construction to ensure everything meets the codes. Next, let's talk about structural requirements. Deck footings must be sized and placed according to local codes. They often need to be below the frost line to prevent shifting. Common sizes for posts include 4x4, 4x6, 6x6, or 8x8 lumber, depending on the load and local requirements. Decks must also be designed to support a minimum live load of 50 pounds per square foot. If your deck is attached to your house, the ledger board must be securely fastened to the building's framing with approved fasteners and flashing to prevent water damage. When it comes to materials, wood decking typically uses 5/4 inch or 2x6 inch boards for the decking surfaces. If you choose composite decking, make sure to install it according to the manufacturer's specifications, including span requirements for joists. Pressure-treated lumber or naturally durable woods like cedar, redwood, black locust, or black walnut are often required or recommended for structural components to resist decay. Now, let's not forget about stairs and railings. Guardrails are required on decks that are more than 30 inches above the ground. These guardrails must be at least 36 inches high, although some codes specify between 34 and 38 inches measured from the stair tread nose. Stairways must be at least 36 inches wide. The risers and treads must be uniform in height and depth to prevent tripping hazards. Handrails are required on stairs with 4 or more risers, and their height must be between 34 and 38 inches measured from the stair tread nosing. Lastly, the design and placement of your deck matter too. The deck should be shown in relation to the house and property lines on a property survey when applying for permits. The deck surface should not be more than about 8 1/4 inches below the threshold of the door without a landing. Decks must also comply with local zoning setbacks, meaning they cannot be built too close to property lines or other structures. If you live in an area with snow, wind, seismic activity, or flood risk, your deck must be designed to withstand these forces according to local building codes. Footings for decks attached to buildings may need frost protection to prevent damage from freeze-thaw cycles. Building codes for decks cover permits, structural integrity, materials, stairs and railings, and site-specific considerations. Always consult your local building department early in the planning process to ensure your deck meets all applicable codes and passes inspection. Following these codes not only ensures safety but also protects your investment.